Today, I visit the sunniest place in Vietnam, eat a hot dog, and take the world's largest cable car.
It's so windy that the door is lifting. Wow.
I'm starting the day in Sapa, deep in the mountains, surrounded by hill tribes, rice fields, and burning garbage. Right where my finger is just garbage fire merging into the atmosphere. I'll be going to the highest peak in Indochina, home to a variety of major temples and a particularly large Buddha. I'll be taking the world's largest cable car to get there, and I could have hiked for days instead, but since I would rather be dismembered and put on a pike than go on a mountain trail, I decided to opt for the easy way. I'm in Sapa, a region that was first noticed internationally when the colonial French turned it into an outpost and eventually a tourist area in the early 1900s. Since then, it's developed its own character, and I'm stopping here along my motorcycle trip to China. And I wanted to explore a bit before I leave Vietnam. Fortunately for me, the sunny day that I arrived on was the last sunny day in the region, as my beautiful mountain adventure turned into floods and storms. But we tread on, because a little rain isn't much of a problem. And quite frankly, I'm already avoiding the hike, so I can't make any excuses when I've already taken the easy road to the summit. But that's enough delaying. It's time to put on my very fashionable garbage bag and conquer the storms.
Something about this doesn't look like a rain jacket. I can't put my finger on it. We're fucked.
My emergency rain jacket turned out to be only emergency rain boots, which I feel quite cheated by, considering the f***ing picture of a jacket. But whatever, I can buy one along the way at the market. But as I pass by the floods, I'm not particularly encouraged.
It's raining so much that there's a waterfall off of the abandoned construction site.
I made it to the launching station, I think. But it's not entirely clear since I've been stuck in a cloud for the last 30 minutes. I did manage to find a garbage bag to wear, but now, ironically, my pants are soaked and I regret not wearing my garbage bag boots. How disheveled do I look?
Pretty.
Maybe 100 meters that way is the world's largest cable car to the highest mountain in Indochina. And we've been blessed with this view. In the midst of the increasingly thick fog, I spotted some ominous figures in the distance, but it turns out that it was just a variety of Buddhas, as much of the mountain area has been converted into a collection of temples and religious sites, despite the nation being officially atheist, like most communist countries.
Imagine you're hiking down a trail, solo in the woods, and you see this thing from the corner of your eyes. This one looks like he's about to interject, like he's about to interrupt your conversation with like some kind of hot take. Actually,
according to my research.
Already drenched, we arrived at the station, where it was so damp that you could watch the clouds coming into the building itself. It was time to head deeper into the mountains and embark on the largest cable car, / fear inducer for those who may be afraid of heights. So now, negative $40 later, me and my new Chinese tourist dorm mates took off into the hills, with almost zero visibility.
Oh, they go quite fast. You see the one just pass by? You can just barely see the cables up here.
The trip itself takes 30 minutes, with brief moments peeking out of the clouds. The cars, though, they play a catchy hill tribe song that my Chinese friends began to sing along for much of the remainder of the ride.
The video doesn't really do it to scale. It doesn't demonstrate just how steep that really is, the trek. We could have hiked 2 days and saved $30, but no way. I have better things to do with my time.
As we approached higher and higher elevation, the clouds once again removed my ability to see. And after only a few minutes though, we arrived at the final stop, much to the fanfare of my car mates, who had a hint of subtle panic due to the bumpy ride and the poor weather. The rest of the way to the summit will be by foot.
That's it for trip 1. It's immediately 20 degrees colder than it was before.
Quite naturally, the first stop upon arrival was an expansive gift shop and cafeteria featuring various local delicacies.
It's nice to see all of these interesting tribal ethnic foods available at the top, such as the combo offer pizza and Coke, or the chicken drumstick. Now that I've reached the safety of the station, it's time to take my helmet off. That would have surely protected me if the machine had failed. Alright, since we're at such a special place, I think the natural thing to do is to try some of the local food. It's one of the first steps I think anyone should make when they travel. So for us, and for me in particular, first step for local food is things such as okay. Come on, thank you. I don't have enough hands. This is quite provocative. Now, for a bit of the local feast until we get up to, I think it's a few kilometers walk still to get to the highest point. Oh, the popcorn is sweet. It's something that's common in Asia. All the popcorn is always sweet. Japan, sweet. Korea, sweet. China, sweet. Vietnam, sweet. I don't understand sweet popcorn. But now we have a lot of it. It's terrible. Imagine a pig went through the wood chipper, maybe like 6,000 times over, but they put the whole pig in there, bones, organs, it's shit. And then they processed it into a nicely dry, depressing sausage.
Both satiated and satisfied after a delicious tribal meal, we can now leave and begin the walk up the remainder of the mountain.
We're just in a perpetual cloud. So back to the garbage bag. Good to go. So this is about 1 kilometer away from the top of Indochina. And what a view. I guess you can see some things. A bit of green at the bottom. I'm not gonna wear this fucking helmet. Okay. Fancy Pond Summit. 3,143 meters. So, up here to the left should be the guard tower for the monastery, built on the peak.
Oh my god, you can kind of see it.
Yeah, you can just barely see it. You almost can't see it at all. Behind me. Yeah. Oh, the altitude makes it harder to climb these stairs. That's the guard tower. Oh, the sky finally cleared. There's something kind of ominous about it, all this fog.
I stopped by the main temple for the mountain since I heard a monk chanting. Some cultures find it disrespectful to film in these kinds of places, but that's not really the case in Vietnam. All throughout there are a variety of offerings, fruit referencing Dharma practice, and others, well, I don't really know, but apparently they help accumulate merit in one's life.
Fruits, snacks, flowers. And for the deviants, usually there's at least one with cigarettes. And this one. Those fruits are called Buddha's hand. So naturally they're quite popular to use in these temples.
I better get a move on though, since the last ride down the mountain is in less than 2 hours, and if I miss it, it'll be either a 2-day walk or a very wet sleep on a bench.
We are in a never-ending cloud, and we have a kilometer of stairs. Where's the speaker? It's the rock.
Yeah.
That rock is fake. They have fake rocks scattered along.
At this point, I start to lose my mind. The ride here had the same song on repeat the whole time, and now I'm stuck listening to this shit non-stop for hours. And it was nice at first, but goddamn, these rocks.
Designed in an arc shape underneath the statue of Buddha, making guests feel nervous because of the height.
Apparently, this was the largest bronze Buddha in the world, and a gift to the nation of Vietnam by monks in Myanmar to symbolize the nation's future and peace. The jade pagoda relic inside is supposed to have some miraculous powers, but for me, it's just a refuge from the rain. But then again, maybe that is a miraculous power.
Oh my god. Oh, I look so wet. And behind me is the highest bathroom in all of Indochina. It just doesn't end. I walked up thousands of steps by now, and it's another temple on the top. And these fucking rocks are playing. Oh, this one's not a rock actually, it's changed it up. Most of them are disguised as rocks, and they're. At first it was peaceful, but now it's getting on my nerve. It's a reminder of how long it's taking. More of the demonic baby being smashed. This one is having an hellish time, worse than the others.
The rain and wind are starting to pick up, and the novelty of this horrid weather is waning thin. But I have to admit, there's a charm to all of this, except that every turn is another set of stairs, and every belonging of mine is saturated to complete excess. Thankfully though, my waterlogged time is nearing an end, with only a few staircases to climb before the summit. I'm not sure how climbers do it though, because here I am complaining non-stop about a few simple steps on a rainy, miserable day.
And that's it. My god. The highest peak in Indochina, the highest peak in Vietnam, from the world's largest cable car. And the best view in the world. I've never been this wet in my life. It's time for a celebration. Do I look wet?
No.
No?
No.
How do we mark this celebratory occasion? Oh, I can't let. Oh, that was nice. The altitude really got that one going. Oh, welcome to the roof of Vietnam. Alright, back to where we started.
And it was finally time to head down the mountain. All 3.14 meters of it, nearly 10 whole feet, which took a surprisingly long time to traverse.
The metal's bent.
With my umbrella bent from the harsh winds and functionally useless, as the rain was coming in sideways, I carried on and rushed back to the station to make the last car down the mountain so that I may never return again.
For this occasion, after a long... So this is my wingspan. This is the wingspan in Vietnam.
Desperate for any type of dryness, I tried to use the hand dryer in the station restrooms to get even 1% of the water out of my clothes, but my attempts had failed.
Bye bye. That's the last one. This marks our descent down. Not much has changed since we left, other than we're soaking wet. At least we have the nice tribal music again. Look at the engine. Oh my god. It's so sketchy. Holy shit. This is terrifying. The wind makes this so much more scary than it was last time. Oh my god. Holy shit. Wow. Look at this. It's so windy that the door is lifting. Wow. Overall, a good trip. Oh my god. And wasn't it beautiful? Every meter of it in the distance, all 7 meters. Sun world. What a sunny day it has been.
Eventually, we emerged from the clouds to see fresh water over rice paddies terraced into the hillside. A welcome sign, surely, for the farmers below. Getting off, I remembered the tribal delicacy popcorn from my bag and found it to have congealed into one mass due to the rain. But it is time to walk back to my motorbike. In the next video, I'll walk across the border into rural China to start a new adventure.
I have my riding gear on. I don't know what I was going to say. It's time to ride off into the sunset.
I'm gonna squeeze out my feet.
Look at it.
People will pay so much for that.
Wait, hold on. Get this one.
This is going to be on the OnlyFans.